Hi everybody, welcome to another exciting stream on Bowtie Gaming 14. It's time for more Pandora's Tower. Alright, so last we left off, we were kind of chugging through the dungeons 6 to 10, so this time the goal is to get dungeons 9 and 10 done, and if time permits, we'll start slogging through the 5 boss fights. If not, I'll probably just spend the remainder of the time just level grinding, and then for sure tomorrow, unless these final 2 dungeons end up being a pain in the butt, I think I'll get both of them done today because I had made some progress on this dungeon last time, particularly the shortcut. Yeah, just once you get to dungeon 10, then the amount of chains you have to break goes up to 4. It never goes past 4, I checked. It's like, yeah, considering there's only 3 other dungeons after that, you'd think it wouldn't go up unless, like, maybe if it was Pandora's Tower itself, like the 13th one, maybe I'd see it going up to 5, but no, it never goes past 4 chains. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, thank goodness, like, I love that the game rewards you for finding these shortcuts, because they're like, yeah, if you want to make it to the boss and not run out of time, boy, are you gonna need the shortcuts. So yeah, we still have to get all 3 chains, so that's where we're at. Kind of as per usual at the start of the streaming week, with this game. Time to slightly reacclimate myself with the controls. Welcome on in! Yeah, so this will be what I'm playing for the rest of the week. Next week, there is about 6 hours of the story left in Octopath. My goal is to finish that game next week. It depends on how many side quests there are. Yeah, so I kind of equate this a little bit to Majora's Mask, except this is probably more unforgiving on a time limit. But yeah, the whole shtick of this game is that, or I'll pause just so I don't run out the timer. So yeah, the whole shtick is that Aaron, the main character, his love interest, well, might as well be girlfriend, Elena, has been cursed with turning into a monster. If you don't get her more, like, I know it sounds wrong, but she's supposed to eat beast flesh. It essentially looks like a pulsating heart. If she doesn't continue to consume these, she will turn into a monster, game over. So that's what happens when the time runs out. So you have to keep going back and getting her more flesh to consume. That's kind of the whole main shtick of the game. Like, you kind of give her, like, the weaker stuff just so you can explore the dungeon more. And then after you beat a boss, they give you the stronger stuff, and it also strengthens the... Gotta show this off really quick. There's a chain, like, the next time the chain shows up, I'll show it off. But yeah, that's the whole shtick in this game. That's why easily this is the most difficult out of all 3 games that came out in this whole series, which was this, the last story, and you might have heard of this one, Xenoblade Chronicles 1. But yeah, like, playing all 3 of them, I can easily, this one's the most difficult because it's got a time limit component to it. Also, the bosses just kick butt. Yeah, this was, I forget what the, it's probably on the internet. There was I think like 2010 or 2011, there was like a whole initiative to get all 3 of those games released in the United States, because they came out like a year or so prior in Japan. See, all 3 of those got ported to the United States, or their North America's Wii's, like 2 years after some of the games came out. Which is why Xenoblade Chronicles is technically a year or so older than it says on the North America version. So yeah, this one I think technically came out in 2011, but it got released here in 2012. Alright, so yeah, the next objective is essentially I gotta pull a lever over here and then somehow get over here so I can break one of the chains. And this is oh shoot, this is timed, and also I gotta dodge fire. Yeah, kind of where I'm at with the game is that the, once you get past the 5th dungeon, dungeons 6 through 10 open up to you automatically. For context, there's 13 in total. So what I'm doing, just so I don't have to keep facing bosses immediately after the dungeons, I'm doing all the non-boss portions of the dungeons, and then doing the bosses so that I can level up a little bit. Because the bosses kick your ass. Luckily, I've learned a technique to make it so that you don't have to do as many cycles, but it's still, like, at least 5 minutes per boss. Alright. Alright, then once this gets going, I have to get down there before the firewall goes up. Alright. Wow. Okay, I gotta pull the... Yeah, I was gonna say... It's like I gotta pull the chain again. Yeah, also what makes this game difficult is that the normal enemies also kick your butt. Like, if you're under-leveled, you... In some cases, you might even get insta-killed. And the healing items in the game are also limited. I figured out, like, you basically have to keep going to sleep in order for them to respawn. Let go, let go, let go. Oh, shoot, we're not gonna make it. Yeah, hopefully this won't be too bad, otherwise it just might be like, if I finish this dungeon this session, that'll be a miracle. Because to be fair, this is getting to be the more difficult dungeons, because this is 9 out of 13. 6 through 10 are kind of a repeat of, in terms of theming of the first 5 dungeons. So, like, for example, Dungeon 4 and Dungeon 9 are both fire-based ones, but just they ramp up the difficulty. What 11 through 13 are gonna be like, we'll find out. I likely won't know until next week unless I get lucky. Alright, then I gotta wait it out. Go! Go! Go, Aaron, go! Go, go, go! Alright, let go. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's kind of the downside, is you have to have proper momentum to make these jumps. Heck yeah, let's go! Yeah, there's another route you can get over there, but let's just say the other route takes way longer. And of course, we're immediately accosted by an enemy. Yeah, this game is brutal, and like that's what I warn people about with how expensive this game is. Because currently it's like $90 or $100 USD. So like that's why I'm like, if you enjoy a challenge, fair enough. But just know this game is expensive. If you do not do well with difficult games, do not spend the money on this. It's expensive. So kind of when you're doing the dungeons, like, the first dungeon I think was the only one I was actually able to do all of it in one go without having to go back to the observatory and giving Elena more flesh so that I could reset the clock. Every other dungeon up until that point, it was at least 2 sessions. It was like, I think the earlier dungeons, it was 1 session for the dungeon and 1 session for the boss fight, so that because like, some of the bosses take like 5 minutes, which is like at least half of the timer. And that's just the boss. Then there's like the minute you need to like climb the tower. So if you want the maximal amount of time possible to beat the boss, do it in another session. Like go back to the tower, reset the clock, heal, get a bunch of healing items, and then go back and beat the boss. The game doesn't penalize you for it, so you might as well do that. The only caveat is you just have to make sure you have at least 1 unit of beast flesh, otherwise you won't be able to reset the clock. And also this game has limited save points. Like, the only way you can save is going back to the observatory, and there's an actual, like, desk where you're, like, he's writing a journal. But if you hit a checkpoint and you die, you go back to the checkpoint, and luckily you don't you don't lose any time either. So, like, let's say you, like, I don't know, you spent, like, half the time and then you died. It'll go back to full timer. So, like, luckily you don't lose any time if you die. So yeah, kind of the whole way the dungeon works is that you're supposed to break these chains, and which are currently blocking the boss door, and then you go to the boss and fight him.
I wonder how long he's going to be.
Yeah, it's like the only other person who I know has played this game is Nico Sor. That's it. I mean, at least now I know somebody who's played this game. Because I thought I was the only one, apart from the couple people who had Let's played it, like, a decade ago. And even then, there were some details that were missing from their playthroughs, so there's been some moments where it's like, let me explain how to do this, because also with the controls, a lot of guides only explain it in the context of the Nintendo Classic controller. They don't explain how to do it with this setup. So that's where I've just been like, hey, this is how to do this with the Wii and with the remote and nunchuck. But I mean, like, the actual dungeons have been, like, fun gameplay-wise. It's essentially a Castlevania game because you got the whip and everything. In fact, with the hard bosses and the hard dungeons, it really feels like a Castlevania game. It's an authentic experience. Honestly, with the lack of healing items, too, it feels like it. Okay, this might as well be an unofficial Castlevania game. Because, I mean, for, like, I'd say, like, 99% of the time, the whip controls actually are really solid. Alright, cool, we made it through that platform. Yeah, they have it, so with this game, I did not know the nunchuck had as many uses as it did. Like, basically, actually, yeah, because basically you can grapple enemies with the whip, and to kind of whip them around in a circle, kind of like grabbing Bowser's tail, you basically shake the nunchuck. And the dodge button's on the Z button. So you use the nunchuck a lot in this game. Like, even more than the Galaxy games, which is not... And even Skyward Sword. Up until this point, I thought Skyward Sword had the most uses out of it. Not even close. I didn't even know the nunchuck had... Well, I guess in retrospect, I do remember the nunchuck having... some motion features from Skyward Sword, but, like, that's kind of when it dawned on me after playing this game. I was like, oh, right, this has motion sensors. So, yeah, we hit a checkpoint, so from here, if I die or if I run out of time, it'll go back here instead of having to reset my entire progress. Plus, you want to go back because the ending you get in the game is depending on how much affinity you have with Elena. So going back and talking to her and giving her gifts is kind of like, it's highly recommended. So the game is like, no, you should be going back and forth a lot. Yeah, I went into this game knowing pretty much nothing of, like, I think I knew about the time mechanic, but that was it. Which I think is why I wanted to wait a bit until I played this game, because I was like, I haven't beaten Majora's Mask. I'm nervous about time-sensitive games like that. Alright, so there's another chain over there. Okay, so that's another timed entrance over there. Before we get too much further... Oh, that's broken. Never mind. Oh, never mind. I just didn't see it. Okay, so we got a shortcut now. Sweet. I'm basically just going to confirm this goes all the way to the bottom because I may... Okay, so yeah, you can get there from a fresh run. Yeah, plus the nice part is you can go, like, even after you beat its respective boss, you can go back to the previous tower, so, like, that'll get you easy access to flesh, and it's a good spot to level grind, and then also certain, weapon upgrades need certain materials, so you can go back to the previous towers for that, so, yeah, you're like, to progress the story, you don't want to necessarily go backwards, but besides that, it's definitely encouraged to... Oh, shoot. I forgot these tougher enemies. Oh, yeah, the other part of this, no post-hit invincibility, so even if you're healing, you could still get one-shotted while you're trying to heal. Like, that 2 seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but my gosh, it is. Especially when some of these tougher enemies can 1- or 2-shot Aaron. And another part of this game is, like, the melee weapons, like, you can attack with your melee weapon, but it is far less risky to just use the whip to damage it. Even though it takes longer, it's way less risky. Because you can do it from a distance. Plus, it immobilizes the enemy for a couple seconds. And there we go. Definitely grabbing the healing item. Alright. Okay, so yeah, then the third chain is that direction, presumably. Alright, so since we're running out of time, I will probably get, like, also since we have flesh, I'll go back and then go back to that second chain on the next run. Yeah, and then also a thing to note is that when you're in the observatory, the timer doesn't go down, so as long as you get back there, you're good. You don't have to make it all the way to the entrance. And also another thing to note, fall damage is a thing in this game, so be careful. I think what I might do is trigger the checkpoints. Okay, checkpoint passed. Now I'm gonna go back and fight those enemies because I got a little bit on the timer. And if I run out, I can... It'll just reset me to there. Yeet! Wow, I yeeted him so hard he died. I think he actually killed another enemy, too. Alright, just gotta make sure I don't die here. Yeah, plus this is kind of like Twilight Princess, where you can also grab enemy weapons. Oh, shoot. Yeah, see what I mean? If you're not careful, these enemies can one-shot you. Like, in this particular version, kind of where I'm at, it's technically daytime in-game. If you show up at nighttime, you, encounter tougher enemies. You can kind of tell because there's kind of like a glowing aura that surrounds the enemy. It's good for level grinding purposes, but also it's a double-edged sword because you might get insta-killed. Yeet! Oh, shoot. Yeah, see what I mean? No post-hit invincibility. If it hits you with a breath attack, it could take out half your health in like 2 seconds. Yep, and I'm dead. It's like I want a level grind, but the game just makes it darn near impossible. It's like the only way to survive these dungeons is to face as minimal of enemies as possible, but then on the downside of that, you're just grossly under-leveled. So you almost have to go back later and then level grind. Oh yeah, plus, as I kind of just figured out, the enemy layout is random. Yeet! Yeah, and don't be deceived by how small these enemies are. You can, they can easily kill you as well. So yeah, see what I mean? And also, they're really fast. Oh, shoot! Oh, shoot! Gotta make sure that I don't die. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Trying to keep my stronger healing items. Alright. That one's dead. And then just so I can reorient myself. Because luckily the enemies don't respawn if you leave the room. Yeah, I was gonna say, it definitely uses the motion controls. Oh, shoot, that took out half my health. Poopy. Alright. Yeah, that's how under-leveled I am, is I've gotten multiple level ups in the last 20 minutes. Alright, now I gotta book it, otherwise we're gonna run out of time. Yeah, because there's also not recommended level guides online, so I'm just kind of being like, I don't know what level I'm supposed to be at right now. That's a lot of levels. At some point, I also gotta look up what the max level in this game is. Unless I hear otherwise, I'm gonna assume it's 99, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, so that'd be my guess, too.
What am I going to do with myself? What can I do? I
You've got some flesh growing spare, so it's time to open. Farewell. You've got some flesh growing. Well, let you. I'm going to throw this in. What do you need? What do you want to sell me? Was there something else you wanted? Here's what's... Was there something else you wanted?
Time for Aaron to sleep for half a day. Which is, valid considering the crap that he goes through.
So it's time to open for business. Here's that. Was there something else you wanted? Choose a weapon. Choose a way to forge. 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 So, seems that went well.
And it's like this, even though it's not as agile, it's like the scythe does so much more damage, it's not even funny.
Was there something, Phil?
I've tried cooking another dish.
Ooh, salad.
Practice makes perfect, right? Maybe not. Well, what do you think? Please say something. I thought you'd have been sweating a lot, so I added a little salt. Maybe too much. I'm starting to get used to cooking here, but I've got a way to go yet. You remember that translation you asked me to do? Well, I started doing it because I wanted to help you. But after a while, I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of information to process. It's heavy going, but a lot of fun. Oh, it's gorgeous. Just looking at it makes you feel nice and warm inside. Thank you, Aaron. This will really brighten this place up. I used to do the washing up for my whole family. 2 people's plates are no problem at all.
Alright, back to the dungeon.
Look after yourself out there! Aaron?
Alright, back to the dungeon. Spare me! Suckers! Checkpoint! Alright, so yeah, I know I gotta go around and then over there. how do I get up there? Phase 2, how to figure out how to get up there. Yeah, this is where I have to consult the visual guides on some of this stuff, because I'm like, how do you even do that? Okay, so I'll have to see if I can tentatively reach that from over there. Oh, shoot. Alright, this time go to the left. No, I legitimately don't see how you can grapple up there. Like, you can't reach that, it's just too high. Well, just a shortcut. Yeah, I'm always got to look at a visual guide to see how you grapple over there. Alright, let's see. I've just learned to go off the visual guides because the paper guides just don't explain it in enough detail. Alright, let's see. Blazing Citadel. Oh, okay, so you have to go over there and then you can reach it. So you actually have to go upwards, not under. That makes sense now. Alright. Alright, so now I know how to theoretically get there. Just putting it into practice is going to be a whole nother thing entirely. Come on. Haha! And this time they don't make you fight a boss. Alright, one to go. Alright, so the last one's on the first floor. I just gotta figure out how to get over there. As I just shortcut. Well, actually, it might force me to go from the door. Never mind. I gotta go the long way. Haha, I counted. Alright. So then I can just climb up there. So yeah, once I get the third chain unlocked, then we can fight the boss whenever we want. So yeah, I just know once we're done getting the third chain unhooked, we can just go straight on to Dungeon 10. Yeah, this particular tower really gives you is really nice with the shortcuts. My gosh, a lot of ladder climbing, but yeah. All right, now I just gotta figure out how to get the third chain unlocked. Okay, so you can kind of see the chain a little bit. It's just really, really dark in here. Oh, shoot! Okay, there's at least 5 of them in here. No, there's 6. How many bats are there in here? I say, live, Aaron! Live, darn it! Gosh, these things, like, infinitely respawn? Jeez. Okay, there were just like a dozen of them. That makes sense. Alright, now we can go to that boss whenever we want. It's over, beast! I have the high ground! It's like, yes, I would much rather have the healing item. Alright, back to the observatory, and then, well, tackle Dungeon 10, and then, like I said, time permitting, we will then tackle the 5 bosses.
Are you alright? You're not hurt?
First of all, save!
I finished translating that book. It was a tough one, I must admit. Yeah. I was just thinking how lucky I am to have you, Aaron. Why do I say that? I'm not telling you. Thank you, Aaron.
You've got some flesh growing. Well, I'll buy that for this cat. What do you need? Here's what's in stock today. That will cost. Was there something else you wanted? What do you want to sell me? Was there something else you wanted? Choose a weapon. Choose a way to forge. Choose a way to forge. Choose a way to forge. So, you want to seems that went well. Choose a way to forge. Was there something else you wanted? It may not be my place to say this, but be good to Elena. Talking to her is all well and good, but you can also give her gifts from time to time. There's no sense in making things any harder for the poor girl than they already are. Was there something else you wanted? Here's what's in... Was there something else you want? What do you want to sell me? Was there something else? Farewell. What can I do for you? Well then, select. You seem to be sure. That'll cost 10. Seems that went well. Was there something fair?
Alright, off to Dungeon 10. The True Gold Tower. Yep, sure enough, we're going up the 4 chains. That's just a tease. True gold hammers. Inspection and repair. Always secure hammers prior to inspection by using the locking device at the end. A number of hammers have rusted and don't work. They need to be repaired by pulling them from the walls after securing them with the locking device. to go. Oh, I see. As I'm leveling up, I'm getting more squares, too, so I can equip more stuff. Nice. Welcome on into more tower crawling. And destroying bugs. Oh, shoot! Yeah, so being at a higher level is really helping in this scenario. Also, just the fact that my hits do more damage now. D is for die, and P is for perish. Alright, 2 down, 2 to go. Yes, like, let's get back to the observatory before I game over. Oh no, the bugs are back. Shoot! Yeah, I was like, we got half the chains on that particular run. I'd say that's good progress for the first run of the dungeon.
Please, Aaron. If I become a monster, will I be able to meet you in the towers, I wonder? If I were to become a monster, I'd want you to kill me, Aaron.
Don't say that!
Sorry, Aaron. Thank you. Are you hungry, Aaron? It won't be long now. Well, what do you think? Please say something. Sweet? No way! There was nothing sweet in there. Oh, I got the sugar and salt mixed up again.
Alright, let's drop some crap off.
You've got some flesh going spare? Well, if you've... I'm going to throw this in it. Well, I'll buy that for this What can I do for you? Choose a weapon, choose a way to forge. You have to. You want to carry out... Seems that went
Upgrade! Well. It's nice that you don't have to do them in order, so you can just upgrade the weapon and just get more attack power right out the gate.
Choose a way to forge. a way to forge. Was there something else you wanted? What do you want to sell me? Was there something? Here's what... That... Was there something else you want? What do you want to sell me? Was there something? Here's what's in... That will... That... Was there something else you wanted? Choose a weapon to... Was there something else you wanted? Was there something else you wanted? Select the item you wish to create. What creation method do you wish to use?
Oh!
Was there something else you wanted?
Gotta remember that for later.
Select the item you want to be repaired. Was there something else you wanted? Choose a way to forge.
Alright, so let's see if I can make abyss ingots.
Was there something else you wanted? Select the item you wish to create. What creation method do you wish to use?
Okay, so I can make it, but it requires pretty rare items.
Was there something else you wanted? Choose a weapon. Choose a way to forge. Was there something else you wanted? Select the item you wish to create. What creation method do you wish to use? What creation method do you wish to use?
Wow, this is a whole system. Wow. I will remember this for later.
What creation method do you wish to use?
Wait, you could just make medicine?
What creation method do you wish to
Okay,
use?
I know this now. Holy crap.
What
Wow.
creation method do you wish to... Seems that went well.
Wow.
Where do you want to store it?
And it also doesn't cost money either. I mean, given I need a lot of dryad berries, but just, my gosh, that's free medicine. Wow.
What creation method?
Just, wow.
What creation method? What creation?
Because I've hardly messed around with this, so yeah, there's a whole system, wow. Holy moly. Oh, plus you can make gifts.
What creation method do you... What Seems that went well. Where do you want to store? What... Where do you want... What creation method do you wish... Was there something else you want?
Is there something else you wanted? Farewell for now.
There's still a long way to go. Ios's teachings state that the world was created according to 12 laws. I told you, right? Well, each of the 12 laws influenced each other. Some of them strengthened each other, while some weakened each other. That's how they created such a delicately balanced world. Terrible things would happen if anything were to upset this balance. It's so beautiful. Is it really for me? Maybe I'll try it on now. I've never seen so many colors on a bracelet.
Oh, it's
Look at
actually
how
an
they all blend
accessory
into each
she
other.
wears. Nice.
It's like a rainbow. Rainbows are nice to look at, of course, but that's not all. Seeing them appear when the rain clears fills me with a sort of courage as well. It's a symbol of hope, indicating that no matter how bad things are, they always get better. I think that wearing this bracelet will fill me with that kind of courage as well. Oh, it's beautiful. Can I try it on? Well, does it suit
Okay,
me
so you
now?
can't stack the bracelets.
Hey, have you heard the legend that amber is a tree's tears? I'm sure the idea of weeping trees makes a lot of people feel sad. But maybe these are tears of joy. What do you think, Aaron? It's a good job there's plenty of water in this place.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's what it really feels like, except, you know, she, spoiler alert, doesn't die at the beginning of the game. That is the only spoiler I'm bringing up. Yeah, eventually I'll play that game on the channel, just it might be a bit between that, between this, Dragon Quest VII eventually, Metroid, pretty soon enough, Persona 3, like, it might be a bit before we get to Xenoblade Chronicles 1. And yes, I am definitely playing 1 before I would play 2, because 2 is my least favorite for reasons I have stated already. I would, like, if there was a certain incentive, especially a charity incentive, I'd be inclined to play it, but otherwise, not really. Because I still gotta play the first 2 Kingdom Hearts games eventually, because I really want to do that at some point. Plus, there's Dragon Quest VIII. Oh my gosh, there's so many projects I want to do. Not enough time. Plus, I know that Yoshi game comes out in like a month or like 2 months. So many games. Plus, if that Fire Emblem game gets released this year, there's also that. Then Castlevania later in the year, but that's not going to be a massive game. Oh, shoot! Oh, moly moly! Holy moly! Holy moly! Holy shit! This is bad! Why am I getting accosted by enemies? This seems like BS! Oy vey, oy vey, oy vey. Oh shoot! Oh my gosh. That's how strong the stronger enemies are. Like, they're the ones that will 1 or 2 shot you. Oh my gosh! Save me! This is where you just don't fight the enemies. You don't. If you want to live, you don't. And I gotta figure out how to get over there eventually. So many strong enemies! The unreadable, grimy note. Oh, shoot! I gotta... Oh, shoot! Oh, gosh! Holy shoot! That was a BS. Time to not die. Okay, so you do pull this one. Okay, I see how we're supposed to platform. Checkpoints! Oh! Yeah, speaking of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, it's like, oh yeah, time to remind us of Mechonis. Oh, shoot! Ah, no! At least we can yeet these guys. Bionis, and Mechonis, and Jujonis, and Fioronus, and Napaponis. I have seen those YouTube poops way too many times. Yeah, for context, the first time I played the first game was 2014, actually on the Wii. This was years before the remake came out. I technically haven't played the main game on the remake. I've played, like, the kind of the post-game, essentially, or, like, the Melia story, pretty much, that happens after the events of the main game, but just because that was the new content for that game. Alright, 1 to go once I hit this. Yes, please. Please give me a free heal. Alright, so then I just gotta find the last chain and then the way to get up the tower. And then we're golden. Just like Huntrix. Seriously, if you haven't watched that movie, watch that movie. K-pop Demon Hunters. It is a bit of a musical, but I definitely recommend it. Alright, it's up there. Yay, the bully monster is gone! Yes, it kind of reminds me of, like, the Powerpuff Girls in terms of, like, the main characters, but, like, I like how the characters interact with each other and then just their interactions with the villains. Plus the songs slap. And it's beautiful chaos what happens, like, with the characters. Like, the first couple minutes of the movie, like, the three girls are just like, I'm just gonna chow down on a bunch of food, and it's really funny. Like, yeah, this is real life. That scene is not an exaggeration. That totally was my friends and I whenever we'd get a pizza after not having food for hours. Like, I'm starved. Yeah, I can't really elaborate too much more on it because otherwise I'm gonna spoil a good chunk of, especially the really good bits of the movie. I'm like, I want people to go in blind into that sucker. It's worth it. Yeah, I didn't watch it myself until I think the movie had been out for a couple of months, but yeah, it was worth it. I gotta figure out how the heck to progress over there. Alright, let's see. I always gotta be careful when I'm looking up the walkthrough for this, because they're like, hey, do you want to see the ending? I'm like, no! Don't spoil it for me. Darn it, YouTube recommends. Super don't. Alright, I got that one. Yeah, no spoilers, YouTube. Okay, so I gotta figure out how to get to this one room. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, especially when you're playing a long RPG, looking up the OST before you're done is a massive minefield. That's how it's been with Octopath Traveler, because I was starting to look it up, but then I was like, okay, don't look too far into this, otherwise I'm gonna spoil a lot of endgame stuff, because, I mean, there's still at least 6 hours of the story left, so, like, that's enough where I could get spoiled on it. Alright, where's this at? Okay, so I get that chain. Then I go through that door. Okay, I gotta go back to the one section I unlocked earlier. Hardcore 3 months. Technically speaking, like 4 to 5. Like, it was kind of a soft launch of the playthrough back when it first came out, but then I went hardcore once I got back from MagFest in January, so yeah, I've been going hardcore for 3 months, and it's easily gonna go 1, maybe 2 more weeks. I'd like to say I'm gonna try to finish it next week, but like, even 9 hours might not be sufficient. I'm gonna need that much just to beat the story, and that's not even counting side quests. It's like, I'll get to Dragon Quest 7 eventually. To be fair, that only just came out last month. Too many games. But yeah, it's like, I definitely recommend Octopath Zero, because my gosh, the story is a trip, and if you're used to Octopath combat, you'll be fine with this game. My gosh, the story goes in, like, a lot of Game of Thrones-esque. Serious, like, it's really intense. Like, I think by the time it's all said and done, I'm gonna easily be in the 80-hour range by the, like, maybe even the 90s, depending on how long the post-game is, if there's any. Like, I think the playthrough I was looking at to kind of figure out how much of the story was left, relatively speaking, they had clocked in, like, 92 hours by the or I think, by the time I got to where I'm at in the story currently, so by the time they're done, they might have clocked in, like, 100 hours. Like, jeez Louise, this game is massive. Like, it's easily the biggest Octopath Traveler game, and that's saying something. Alright, I just gotta make sure I don't perish. Cool. Yeah, I accidentally fell, darn it. And then immediately got yeeted. And at a certain point, I'm just gonna have to confirm if I have any flesh in my inventory. Okay, yes I do. Cool. I mean, worst case scenario and I can't finish the the last chain on this particular go-around. I at least got another one done, so we did make progress on this run, worst-case scenario. But then I'll try to get the last one done on a third go-around if necessary. Unless I get critically lost, I should be able to finish this dungeon today. And then we can start the 5 boss run tomorrow. Oh boy, yeah, tomorrow's gonna be pain. Even though we're leveled up like 5 or 6 times, pain. Alright, let's try not to die this time. That's really what it feels like. The fact that Nikosor confirmed the bosses are hard, I at least feel vindicated. It's a case of get good, but at least it's not like that much of a get good game. It's like, yes, the game's hard, but you're gonna have to deal with it. It's not, I suck at the game. It's really just that hard. Alright, try not to fall off the platform. Alright, let's see where this goes. Whee! I didn't want to fall that far. Alright, let's see where this goes. Yeah, it's like, I'm assuming it's that one section we couldn't get to earlier, but we need to get to eventually. I'd say for the sake of us actually getting the the last chain done before we run out of time, I'm gonna try avoid any unnecessary fights. Just in case any necessary fights show up. Like this one. Wow, so actually getting the chains isn't too bad in this dungeon. Alright, then the last order of business is just figuring out how to get to the boss door, and then once I figure that out, we're good to go with the dungeons, and then on to the 5 boss rush. Yay for me! I'm so excited for these bosses. Oy vey. Alright, so then before I get lost and run out of time, let's see. Oh right, I gotta figure out how to get to this particular room. Because that's where the boss room is. Alright. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, okay, so I gotta resituate that platform. That's in the center. Actually, do I? I don't think I do, actually. Alright. Let's find out. Worst case scenario, I hit a checkpoint already, so... it's not that big of a deal if I run out of time. Aaron's like, my arm's gonna fall off! How many times am I gonna kill this bug nest? Yes. Yeah, just in this one dungeon I've leveled up 4 times. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because that was the one thing I didn't see earlier, is the fact that you could actually, you can make that jump. Oh shoot! No! Oh no! 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 I meant to. I was gonna say. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure the other door is a shortcut, but. I mean, I can deal with the bugs. It's that one enemy that I'm worried about. Especially if I pick them off one by one. Okay, good. I don't have to worry about that door. Okay, so there's the boss door whenever we actually tackle this boss. I just gotta get back to the entrance before I run out of time. Okay, good, the big enemy cleared out. Alright, then I don't have to do that again. Alright, now I just got... Okay, True Gold Master. To my esteemed fellow scholars, please find the following safety notes for your dealings with the Master of the Tower. This beast is actually rather gentle, as it does not wish to anger its own ultimate master. However, once it detects a hostile presence, it'll attack using the metal that flows within its body. Pay special attention to the way in which the exoskeletons move. When pierced, it'll retract and then utilize the built-up pressure to leap. Please take care if you don't wish to end up crushed by the beast. Alright, time to get to the bottom before we run out of time. Okay, so now we can just shortcut up here when we want to actually tackle the boss. It's like desperate times call for desperate measures. Alright, with that, that's all the dungeons complete, so then time to tackle all the bosses afterwards. Ideally, I'd like to beat one of them, but I just... knowing how this game goes, I'm like, nah, maybe I'll kill one of them this session.
Elena.
Thanks for coming back, Aaron. sorry. This place... it's in a bit of a mess. But I'll soon have it tidied up. Is there anything I can do for you, Aaron? My bracelet, it broke when... after you'd gone to such trouble to bring it to me. I'm so sorry, Aaron. Thank you. I'll eat it now.
More flesh consumed.
Are you hungry, Aaron? It won't be long now. There's still a long way to go, isn't there? So, this is what you want me to translate? All right, leave it to me. I always thought the army built the 13 towers, but it turns out I was wrong. They used to be a temple. How can you use such a place for military purposes? It's a good job there's plenty of water in this place.
You've got some flesh going. Well, let me... Well, I'll buy that for this. What do you need? What do you want to sell me? Was there something else you wanted? Well then, that... That hand. Seems that went well. That hand. Seems that went well. That'll cost... Seems that went well. That'll cost you 10. Seems that went well. Was there something else you wanted? Choose a way to forge. So...
Alright, another upgrade.
Seems that...
Alright, that's all we can do, because we don't have all the materials.
Choose a way to forge. So, seems that went well. Choose a way to forge. Was there something else you wanted? Here, that... That... Was there something else you wanted? Select the item you wish to create. What creation method? Here. So where do you want to... Was there something else you wanted? Select the materials you want to combine. Was there something else you wanted? What? Was there something else?
Yeah, I guess if I decide to swap it later, I'll do that. Oh gosh, so many bones! Alright, with that, let's see if I can kill a boss, otherwise we'll start with that tomorrow. Yeah, realistically, I'm probably only gonna have time for like a half a dozen attempts, because the bosses take that long. Plus, I gotta remind myself how the previous ones were laid out, because I haven't been to these dungeons in like 1 or 2 weeks. For this one, I vaguely know how to get to the top. Oh, shoot. Well, at least I killed it. Alright, this section I gotta be careful because this thing is laced with mines. And enemies. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, it already seems like the sword attack does way more damage. Wow, we're already in phase 2, jeez. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Yeah, I was like, this boss is really gonna go kicking and screaming once I get to phase 2. Haha! So yeah, it turns out leveling up 8 times really made that boss a lot easier. While also just upgrading my weapon a decent amount of times. Alright, 1 down, 4 to go.
Are you all right? You're not hurt? What's... Oh, sorry. I was miles away there. Monotheism was once popular in Illyria as well, apparently. I suppose as the war got worse, people lost their faith in the Iosian gods. Master...
Excuse me, have you seen my son? Reuben. He's got blonde hair.
Ah, he went to the main street. Said soldiers were marching there. Why?
That lad. He said he wanted to see the horses. The army's horses. Horses.
I suppose he wanted to see real soldiers up close. Crowds of people were lining the streets. His toy, it fell. He went to pick it up, and that's when the horse... No one helped him at first. They didn't want to disrupt the parade.
Oh, that poor child.
No! Reuben! Reuben!
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, yeah, it turns out when we upgrade our weapons and are like 7 or 8 levels higher, that boss is a piece of cake. I suppose that's officially half of the master flesh consumed.
Elena.
What's happened to me?
The next morning.
Elena!
It was me that got lumbered with the curse. But it's putting you in danger too.
Don't worry about me.
When I turn into a hideous beast, even then, in that form, do you still love me? Huh?
Never doubt that.
Oh. All right.
The following morning.
Sorry, Aaron. I didn't notice you were right next to me. I don't know what came over me.
What can I do for you? Here's what's in stock today. That will... That... Was there something else you wanted? What do you want to sell me? Was there something else you wanted? Was there something else you wanted? Well, was there something else you wanted? Select the item you wish to... What creation method do you... Here. Where do you want to... What creation method... Was there something else you wanted? Choose a weapon. Choose a way to forge. Was there something... Oh, you don't need to give me anything in return.
Have you heard tell of the Scar?
We
It's a
have
chasm in the
each other
wild
options.
wastelands of Akanos. Its gaping moss spanning thousands of leagues. No one dwells there, and it's designated the 13th Borderland area. Its very existence hushed up. Asked the army about it, and they were denied the towers are there, merely claiming the terrain's too hazardous for normal folk to set foot on. The army is reported to have based themselves there some 60 years ago. But then 50 years ago, when the cataclysm struck, the army sealed the towers off permanently. Just what's hidden there? Why'd the army seal it off? You'll have to wait until the next report. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Alright, so with that much time left, I will... Like, basically, the boss that I just killed, I actually attempted before. Any of the other 4 bosses, this will be a blind run, so... I will try the next boss for like 20 minutes, and then if I can't kill it, we'll come back to it tomorrow. Now I gotta remember how to get to the door. Yeah, so if anything else this session, I figure out how to get to the door for next time if I don't have time. Alright, it's these suckers. Run! Yeet! Alright, just to expedite this process. If I can find a guy that actually shows you where the heck to go, or how the heck to even get to the door. Okay, that's where you go. Alright. Can't say. Definitely don't have time for an actual attempt. If nothing else, as long as I find the actual door, we're good. Yeah, at least for Tower 9 and 10, those will be fresher in my mind, but, like, this has been at least a week. Alright, so yeah, that's how we get to the boss, and the heck, I'll at least do... I'll do one attempt just to see what this boss is like. While we're here. It's a platform? It's a scorpion! Okay, so that's where the weak point is. Your goal is to get on the platform. Okay, so if you get flung off, you get damaged. Now I gotta figure out how to get on the platform. Yeah, I was gonna be like, I wonder if the thing I've been doing for this dungeon is gonna apply for this particular boss, and the answer is yes, it does. Yeet! Alright, now the question is, how do we climb this thing? Okay, so once you expose it, then it's vulnerable. Oh, I see. Once it's weak enough, then you can grapple it. Okay. Okay, I generally see how you're supposed to do this now. At least for Phase 1. Phase 2, it's, who knows? Let go, darn it. Aaron! Okay, so getting flung off doesn't do too much damage. You definitely get flung off more frequently when you're doing this boss. Oh, shoot. Okay, so, note to self, don't, be in the line of fire, otherwise you're screwed. Okay, so you gotta be quick, otherwise you get flung off. Okay, so you also gotta expose the tail, otherwise there's nothing to grapple onto. Ah, darn it. Okay, that was a good pull. Alright, so yep, note to self, stay the heck out of the line of fire on that, okay. Yeah, it seems random whether or not you can grapple onto the tail. So yeah, it's like even with the pull method, this boss takes a while. Okay, we finally crossed the halfway threshold, jeez. Okay, there's the phase 2 attack. Oh my gosh. There we go, finally. Yeah, getting off the scorpion tail is really finicky. Yeah, it's like at this point I'm more concerned about running out of time before I run out of health. Well, yeah, because that I wasn't even able to get a proper pull on. That was cheap. Yeah, it's annoying as it keeps moving its legs around. It's making this take even longer. And sometimes it just chooses not to grapple. It's like this boss takes so long. Ah, shoot. Well, I'm at a one-hit KO, unfortunately. Yeah, and that I didn't even get a proper pull on it. I mean, I did not expect to kill this thing on the first go-around because I also didn't have a crap ton of healing items. Because, yeah, even with the pull method to get it to go faster, it still probably takes, like, 1 or 2 dozen go-arounds. Yeah, I was like, knowing my luck, it's gonna take at least 1 more go-around. Yeah, I was like, do not jinx it! Do not! This is one of those, like, everybody shut up, shut up, shut up. Aaron, let go! Oh, that's insulting! Oh, come on! Whew! Holy shit. First go around, I was like, please don't have me do that again, because that probably took like 20-something minutes. Football! It's really what it feels like. Well, 2 bosses down, 3 bosses to go, and then we can move on to Dungeon 11. Whoop whoop! Like, seriously, I was at a 1-hit KO at that point. And I was almost out of time, too. Like, it was really down to the wire. Alright, so yeah, unless the following 3 bosses are a pain in the butt, I hope I might be able to get all 3 of them done tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, I was gonna say, it was down to the wire, because, like, basically he had 1 more pull, and then he shook me off, and then I had to get back on him to do the final pull, so that it would kill him. So, like, it took 2 more shots, technically. It was down to the wire, oh my gosh. Yeah, also, look at how much time I have left on there, too. The final experiments ended in failure, resulting in the vast chasm that's opened beneath us. We survivors stand by the chasm in a state of disbelief as we face the reality of the loss of so many thousands of our compatriots. At the center of the chasm stands the 13 Towers, supported by that chain. How do they survive? What is the chain? How does it relate to our experiments? My sorrows at the loss of my countrymen that cannot overcome my scientific curiosity. I can't tear my eyes from the 13 Towers. A myth told by adherents of the Way of Ios comes to mind. Something about a box which must never be opened. Calamity spilled forth from that box, but at the very bottom there lay hope. Could the 13 Towers be the last remaining hope after all that tragedy? Yeah, I was like, first things first. First things first. Save. Cool. Then I really gotta stock up on healing items before I attempt the next boss, because I just really ran out.
No! Don't look at me!
Yeah, I was gonna say, before a half an hour's boss fight gets retconned. Alright, then once all the cutscenes are over, I pretty much have to wrap up, so... We'll watch the cutscenes and then go find a raid target.
Enough. Enough, I tell you. Reuben isn't coming back. You're not the only one missing him, you know. He's not with us anymore. Reuben, he's gone. Our little Reuben is dead.
I have you.
If I have you beside me, then that's enough.
Yes. I feel the same. I have you. We have each other.
That was so sad.
So yeah, if we weren't halfway done, we're sure as heck halfway done now. And
While you
healed
were
for
away,
now.
I found this. My curiosity got the better of me, so I translated it.
In the year 450 of the Unified Era, in the midst of the succession crisis, tensions increased between us and the three kingdoms of Athos, Syrtis, and Thena. Knowing that we needed to prepare ourselves for the battles with the three kingdoms, we've been carefully reading texts dating from 460 years ago about the powers possessed by the Masters. According to these texts, the creation of the Masters was only possible with the cooperation of the Vestra tribe.
Mavda said those master beasts were created 50 years ago. If what's written here is true, Aaron, I think you should speak to Mavda.
I'll do it. You've got some explaining to do. Mavda, take a look at this.
They were living creatures used as weapons. Well, now it's the year 511 in the Unified Era, so that makes it about half a millennium ago.
The Masters were created that long
so
ago?
It would seem. The Masters made 50 years ago were based on those made 5 centuries before. History repeats itself, always. Man is a foolish creature who never learns from his mistake. It seems that the same thing happened 5 centuries ago. Well, that's what it says. I have heard it said that my people were involved. Who could he be, I wonder? I'm afraid I do not know. You're a nosy one, aren't you? All I know is what happened 50 years ago. If I knew everything, I wouldn't need to buy the texts you bring back from the towers, would I? If there's nothing I can do for you, I will take my leave.
Can we really trust Mavda? Is it true what she said? That I can be cured? If I keep eating all this master flesh, will the curse be lifted? If anyone should come to harm because of this, I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
The next morning, I'm just like, please don't be a Shadow of the Colossus situation. Alright, Save, and then we'll just do some really quick weapon prep and item prep, and then we're good. It's pretty much just seeing if I can buy any healing items, that's about it.
Well, I'll buy that. For this, I've got
Wow.
new items in stock. Here's what's
Okay,
in
so
stock
now we can buy...
today.
Heck yeah, we can buy the better healing items now! Yay! Frickin' finally. But, I mean, I know the panaceas are good, but it's like, well, the elixirs are really good.
That will cost...
Oh, I see, we can only buy one at a time.
That...
Yeah, and that's an instant revive. When I have enough money, I'll remember that.
That...
Okay, and then we can buy clothing for Elena.
That...
Once we have that much money.
Was there something else you wanted? Was there something else you wanted?
Alright, then I'll see if I can make more healing items.
Yeah. Where do you... Was there something else?
Alright,
you
that should be a good
Farewell.
amount for that boss. Well, actually, out of curiosity. Because I've never actually tested to see if this works. Just a dream. Holy shoot, what was going on there? Helena!
Are you alright, Aaron? You look a bit pale. So, this is what you want me to translate?
I'm just like, what is
Leave
happening?
it to me. We've been here so long. My little brothers have probably forgotten what I look like.
I'm just saying, like, based on that one journal entry from earlier, that it kind of implies... So basically, it's stating the first 12 masters were made from animal flesh. The 13th was made from human flesh. I don't like where this is going. Because up until this point, it's definitely
Thank you,
meat.
Aaron.
That's cannibalism.
Please, take this. I hope it'll be of use to you.
Ooh, free
What is it
sage
then?
stone.
Well, I haven't felt much like singing. How can I sing for someone? I barely have the strength to make it through the day. It's good of you to ask. I'm all right. I'm sorry to make you worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, pretty much. Yeah, I definitely want to equip this because we get a free revive out of it. Luckily we can buy them now, but they're 3,000 Leons, or Leotes. Alright, so then the thing I was gonna test was, if we sleep a full 24
So it's
hours,
time to open for business.
can we buy more healing items?
Here's what's
Yes,
in
we
stock.
can.
That
Heck
will-
yeah, let's go.
That...
So considering we were about to
Was there
fight
something
3
else you
bosses,
There-
I'm gonna need them. Especially since we pretty much looted the tower already. Yeah, we definitely got bag capacity, so yeah. Oh, we're so close to level 28. We'll probably hit it on the way to the 3rd tower. Alright, go ahead and save, and then go find a raid target. Alright. Alright, go read Juker. Alright, cool. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Just hopefully there's no cannibalism. We'll see. And if Nico, sir, if you're watching this, don't spoil it. Bye-bye!